What is something that you want to build? Like, give me an example of something that we could try to do.
I mean, I got one just popped into my head when you said play MP3. Can we make just a Rickroll detector?
A Rickroll detector, like it looks at a link and determines whether it goes to the Rickroll. Like whether if it's a redirect that goes to the YouTube for the canonical, like the canonical Rickroll one that has a bajillion views. Is that what we're gonna do? Okay, let's do that. I like that. I like that a lot. And we'll do a simple web interface where you can paste in a URL and then it checks to see if it's the official Rickroll video.
Okay,
so we're gonna drop into Claude Code. Like Claude Code, you just literally Claude.
If you Claude. Cool.
Actually, wait. Let's make a Rickroll detector. I like this.
Sure.
And then we'll go into that directory and we'll Claude from there. Okay, like this is new. One of the things that I've been talking about as I've been going through this process of trying to become an expert on this is like Claude Code updates constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I was recording one day for a YouTube video I'm putting together, and it updated 4 times during the course of a 6-hour period where I was recording screencasts. And you'll know because it'll say update available at the bottom of the Claude Code interface. This is new. Do you trust the files in this folder? They just added this. I think this is part of Claude 4 coming out because we've seen that it does some more advanced reasoning with stuff and they're worried about some guardrails on things. So like here, they're just saying, hopefully you trust this code. Like this is code that you've written, or there's no code in this folder, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want you to run Claude Code on something that you don't know anything about because it could just execute arbitrary stuff if you've said, yes, just do it too many times. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you can get yourself in trouble. So that's interesting. This is a new prompt. So we'll hit 1 to go in. Auto update failed. Well, that's fun. I haven't seen that one before. This is obviously
Claude Doctor.
This is obviously a new machine. So like, who knows why? Let's do. What was it? Claude Doctor?
It said run Claude Doctor.
Okay, let's see what Claude Doctor does.
I also appreciate Toefrog here. Do you trust this? Not really, but YOLO.
It could be npm permissions. Let's see. npm permission issues detected. Can't update itself because it doesn't have sufficient. Use local installation recommended. Install Claude to your home directory using the / command migrate installer. Yeah, let's do that. That seems reasonable.
I also appreciate.
Do I have to do it from inside of Claude? Is that a / command inside of Claude? Maybe it is. Yeah, there it is. Migrate installer.
Did you hear the reason why the Claude team said they haven't made an ID and they just have it all in the command line?
No, I didn't see that.
I'm paraphrasing, but they said something along the lines of, we think that in not too long the IDE is going away because of how you're interacting with code in these ways, and they decided that they didn't want to spend time building a front end, and instead just wanted to make as minimal of a product that they could to help with coding, since they think that coding is going to change so drastically in the near future.
I kind of dig that. Let's relaunch term here. My key bindings are different.
And yes, they do have a VS Code cursor plugin.
Yeah.
So that's there. There's all these different ways. I know, like I've used a few different tools for that.
Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so now that's working. Let's get back into our project folder. Projects, vibes, Claude. And then we're doing the Rickroll detector. And now we'll go into Claude once again. Okay, now we're in business. Now we're in business. So they have a new way to set that up, apparently. My npm permissions are likely kind of wonky because this is a brand new machine and I kind of haphazardly threw stuff on this machine knowing we were doing this today. So who knows? But here we are, right? So tips for getting started: ask Claude to create a new app, or go clone a repository somewhere. If you're already sitting inside of a repository or a code base, you can ask it to help you like understand that code base. I've done a bunch of that. It's awesome. And you really, I like point 3, be as specific as you would with another engineer for the best results. So like if you just say build a Rickroll detector, you're gonna get garbage.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, that's not good enough for much of anything. You've not told me what programming language you'd like to use. You've not told me anything about whether it's a web application or a mobile application. Like, there are a lot of things missing in just saying build a Rickroll detector. Now, we could go down this path, but like, I kind of don't want to. I kind of don't want to. I like to start from like phrasing it like I'm sort of asking the, for what I would like to do. Like, I want
more specific than a product owner would be to an engineer.
Yeah, exactly. I want to build a web-based Rickroll detector. Let's see. Chris, are you gonna be a big toe / thumb this entire stream?
He might. Here's the scary part, and Chris is my hero. That's true. No, I'm thinking back to what Roberta Bowles is saying. You know that at some point product owners are going to be they're going to say, "Hey AI, I need to tell my engineers to make a Rickroll detector. Can you please write specifications for that?"
Right.
And then they're going to be sending it over to the engineer who's going to copy those specifications into Claude or Chris or whatever it is.
I got to figure out which of my buttons here can do. Maybe none of them. I don't have the option to do new lines, so we're just not going to do new lines. Apparently, I'm connected through Parsec, so like I don't have my typical. Does Shift Enter work? Nope, everything's just enter. Okay, that's a bummer because I like to separate things out by lines for readability from the human perspective, but I apparently can't do that in this environment. So that's okay.
Space a lot until you get to the next line.
Yeah. I want to build.
Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate it.
Based Rickroll detector. On, let's see. On the web page. Wait, we want to do Node? Let's do Node.
Yeah, let's do Node.js.
I want to use Node.js. On the web page, I should be able to paste in a URL. See, this is where the Super Whisper thing would come in handy because, I have to type all of this as opposed to just saying it. so I can see the value in that.
Do you use both Super Whisper and Mac Whisper?
I actually don't use Super Whisper.
Okay, you use Mac Whisper.
And I don't do that either. I like to type, but I do. I have set Mac Whisper up to do that.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten into a real habit of doing that for this workflow yet. And maybe that may actually be an unlocker to just talk to this thing. I do it in other situations. I use ChatGPT's voice mode all the time. Because it's like a conversation, but behind the scenes, it's logging it all in text. So on my treadmill desk behind me, there are nights where instead of watching something, I will just learn about something, or organize my thoughts on something with a headset and just talking to ChatGPT. Like, I've done that on several occasions.
It's my problem because I've tried it before. So when I like make the Twilio update show, I have a whole scripting process, and I basically like write out the story outline and have a writer help me make it sound good. But I've tried to do it with like voice dictation, but when I talk, I'm so all over the place versus like when I write, I can kind of be a little more almost like thinking organizing in 3 dimensions as opposed to like when you're speaking, it's a 4th. Like I can like move stuff up and down. I can go back to ideas and like route things around. It just feels more visual when I do it typing, but I also like to just talk as apparent by me being on stream.
Yeah. I mean, I think Chris is saying having a conversation with ChatGPT is helpful in a few situations. I've found it helpful in a lot of situations. I would question the few, but it depends on what you're trying to do. Like it depends largely on the types of things that you're trying to accomplish, because it is a real-time conversation, and it's I have found help even in just getting the ideas out of my head and having them structured just by talking into the void. Like, hey, can you help me organize some thoughts? And what does it care? It's a text generator.
Yeah,
so
that's a
of
good
course
point.
it can. When a URL is submitted, it should check to see if the URL leads.
Do you want me to find the URL for you for the?
I'm gonna try to see if it can do it without.
Okay.
If it leads to the Rick roll video.
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube of Rick Astley's. Never gonna give you up.
What year was it? I was gonna say, like, I thought you were gonna be like,
no, I'm not gonna be super specific. I want it to reason through what the canonical URL is. It'll be interesting. Should we say, check for redirects, because people on the internet are rude and crafty.
Let's go, and then let's say if it does point to the video, share a Rickroll GIF. Otherwise, say that it is safe.
Oh. Okay. If it is a Rickroll, display a Rickroll GIF. If it's not, return safe in green text. Just trying to make it interesting. I think this is sufficient to try. We'll see. I think this is sufficient to try, though. It may ask clarifying.
This is how we're going to get to more ARR than people in our company, Brent. We just got to beat 2 million ARR with this idea.
No kidding. All right, let's see what it does. It's going to create, what I love is it creates a to-do list usually. And it shows you kind of how it's analyzing it. So it's going to create a to-do list. Set up Node.js project with package.json, create HTML front end with URL input form, Express.js server, implement your redirect detecting logic, add YouTube video ID detection for Rickroll. And there's more stuff than we care. And here's where the vibes set in. Now I got options.
I feel like
the pure vibiest of options here is 2. Yes, and continue, which I will often do when I'm doing this. Today I won't, because I want you to see how many times it goes, but I'm going to hit 1 every time. Unless it does something really, really dumb.
Now, just think about cost here. Because I just see tokens clicking up. I have no idea how much those cost.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I have Claude Pro, which is the $20 a month. So it's not actually going to rack up dollars in that sense the same way as it would if I was using the API key directly, which you can do. I can tell you, if you've seen my conversation relay demo that's going to go in that YouTube video, it was less than $5. The original build of just the conversation relay piece was less than $1.
Okay.
So I mean, it's pretty cheap on the whole. I've had sessions that went for hours that I thought, oh crap, this is going to cost a lot of money. It's not expensive at all.
Okay.
Because it prioritizes when it can the cheaper models. So
nice.
Your mileage may vary. You can actually tell it to use the more expensive ones too. But yeah, this is cool.
And if you have the $20 a month thing, you have unlimited with this?
You have unlimited within reason. You can make a certain amount of requests per 5-hour period. Okay. You should be good to go. If not, I can drop down to my API key and charge it directly.
Got it. Okay.
So now it's asking if it wants to create index.html. If you said yes and don't ask again, it'll just create files the rest of the time. So I'm just going to continue to hit 1. I'm just going to hit 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Normally when I do this, I hit 2 and I let it go.
I mean, that's the vibiest.
Yep, it's the
I like how it's creating a checklist.
Yeah, and it checks them off. One of the things that I normally do that I didn't do on this one that we'll talk about when we talk about prompt improvements, is I normally say create a file where you log out all of your decisions and also the prompts that led to them. So like if I prompted something that led you to do something, I want you to capture that.
I like that.
So now it's creating server.js.
One of the things I've thought about doing is be like, comment your code regularly so I can.
Yeah. The other one
happening.
that's super powerful is like create a Git repo and check in frequently. Create a feature branch for any new feature. It's done, by the way. Wow. So app includes URL input form with enter key support because I asked for that explicitly. Redirect following to catch sneaky URLs. Detection of the main Rickroll video IDs. Interesting. We'll have to dig into that. Rickroll GIF display for detected Rickrolls. Green safe text for clean URLs. Now, does it work? Who knows? So
and it tells you how to start it. Start the server, it said.
I could actually tell it to do that. I like to do it I like to drop and do
I appreciate that it told you how.
But yeah, it always gives you like steps for how to do it. If this was a Twilio app, it would tell you to go update the .env file before running it and that kind of thing. So let's do that. And
Robertables had a point. He said, honestly, have it create the checklist and then hand it off to a junior mid developer. Am I thinking wrong? Maybe not, but what would happen then is you hand that off to your junior mid developer who's just going to throw this back into whatever AI they want.
Okay, so I did npm run dev so that if it needs to make any changes, we can just reload it. But we've got it running. At this point, what is it? Localhost 3000, right?
Classic.
Let me go over to what we got, Safari. My key bindings are all weird. Localhost 3000. There's the Rickroll detector. Now, we need the actual. Let's test it against the actual Rickroll.
Cool. I'll in the meantime create a short link.
You can create a short link that goes to it. I'm gonna go to YouTube and get the canonical though.
Yeah, I need that too if I'm gonna create a short link.
Yeah. So we want the Rick Astley. Now, can we just search Rickroll? Is YouTube smart enough?
I mean, 1.6 billion views. I think that's it.
1.6 B. Yeah, that's probably it. I would imagine. Got ads.
I know. I just had an ad too.
All right. So that's the canonical. Let's see. Let's see what happens with that. Rickroll detected, and we got a Rickroll GIF. Let's do Twilio.com. Green safe with a check emoji. By the way, just throwing that out there.
Wait, hold on. I need to check something really quick. That's so funny. If this is, I'm looking at our like Twill.io short links, and somebody already.
Oh, there's probably already one in there.
But I tried to create not-a-rick-roll, and it's already there.
Oh yeah, I mean that's probably correct.
It came over from the old version. It does not do what we need though, because the
original.
Yeah.
That one probably goes to classic.mp3.
It does.
But I bet like that wouldn't detect that here because it's checking for the URL, I'm guessing. But we could add that to the list of URLs.
Yeah.
The classic.mp3. Once we see what is that? What is that link?
Not-a-rick-roll. Oh, what's the actual link?
Yeah.
/doc/classic.mp3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twilio classic mp3. I know this is searchable. There it is. There it is. This one. Yeah. That's definitely it.
Yeah.
Okay. What if it links to a MIDI arrangement? Yeah, seriously. We would need some more.
We would need some smarts there. Here, I got your short URL though.
Let me leave this. Yeah, drop it in chat.
Cool. We'll do.
Chat. That'll be easiest for me to grab. Okay.
I know we might need to go into AI audio analysis for anything.
I clicked it. Right click. Copy current address. Paste. No, that's not the URL. What is it? Twill.io. Twill.io / is it a role?
Mm-hmm. Can you zoom in on your screen here?
Yeah.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah. I mean, it's to the spec. To the spec, it works.